The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 312 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Damn Good Cards from Dane and Dave. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So here we have the 6-box half brick of the Damn Good Cards from Dane and Dave. And today we'll be taking a look at number 2. So there's blue one here. So we'll just kind of slide that out here. Move these off to the side. And these are still fully sealed in that cellophane, so we're going to have to grab that pull tab and crack these open. If that pull tab will want to be pulled open, or I might just have to grab from the top here. If it wants to open. Maybe. There we go. Now with a little bit of fighting, we got that off. Here we got the Damn Good Cards in a glossy finish tuck box, in the standard glossy finish tuck box, in that kind of like a darker blue colorway. Actually, it might even be purple now that I'm actually looking at it. Like, I thought it was blue, but that actually might be a little bit of like a purplish blue, or more of a little bit of purple. Let me look. It looks kind of purplish, honestly. Well, we'll find out when we get to the back design. But here it says a Damn Good Cards in that white text on top of that purple, which I'm going to call it now. On one side it says Thin Crust, No Seal, white border. On the other side, you just got the little design there. Kind of more like a geometric, kind of like triangle, kind of like striped kind of design. Interesting. On the bottom, you got the Dan and Dave logo. Distributed by Dan and Dave, LLC, Idaho. Trademark made in the USA, one of 2,500. And on the back, a little sneak peek of that back design. There is no seal on the top. It's just that purple color with the number 2 there. On the tuck flap, it says Thin Crust is a registered trademark of the United States Banking Company. And on the 2 inner tuck flaps, you just got that glossy purple colorway. Take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box, it is just plain white. Nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back sign. So here we have a mirrored back sign with the standard whiteboard going on. And it is a white and a purple colorway, not blue, which I thought it was. But it actually is a dark kind of purple colorway. And for the design of the deck, you kind of got this like more of a, it's kind of like a geometric kind of shape. We got like stripes and kind of like a half triangle kind of shape. Kind of an interesting style shape there. It's kind of a lot going on at the same time, but it's still pretty good looking. And there's a mirrored background, so if we flip it over, same design in both directions. And now for the cards you get with the deck. Here we have is a quote. It says, everything you hear said of believe everything you hear said of the world. Nothing is too impossibly bad. Balzac. And then the second quote is we got I find I find that a duck's opinion of me is very much influenced over whether or not I have bread. Mitch Hedberg. And then you got that custom ace of spades there, which is a nice big spade there, with the little diamond kind of star at the top. And that says Damn Good Cards, trademark and copyright of Dan and Dave 2022. And then the rest of the cards are just standard. Nothing too crazy going on. And the court cards are just standard there, nothing too crazy going on there. The diamonds are just standard, so it's pretty much as a standard deck. Nothing too fancy going on. The clubs are also standard. And then the hearts, also standard. So nothing too crazy going on. We've seen that a million times, just the standard design. In the last two cards, you got a little Dan and Dave ad card there with the logo and the website. And then you got the Art of Play ad card, which is in that all black color. There with the white font, it says Art of Play, and then their website. Now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs. And it said it was a thin crust stock. And you can definitely tell it's thin crushed because they feel broken in straight out of the box, which is fantastic. Some people will like it, some people won't. But it's definitely way easier for people to spring the cards. They're not like super stiff straight out of the box. So they have a nice bend to it. They're definitely a little bit more bendy than usual. Like some people might not like how bendy they are or flexible they are. But they're super smooth springs there. And we have to pick that one card up because it's not a deck review without dropping a single card. And without me bumping the camera. Yeah, so the springs are pretty smooth and easy flexible. They're pretty good springs. Pretty average springs though. Definitely a lot easier to spring than most. Now onto the fans. Well, as you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers. There's no real stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. Super smooth and satisfying. Now onto the Pharaoh. A super smooth Pharaoh there, and they lock it pretty nicely. Now for a giant pin of that back design. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh was not as smooth. I definitely had to like, shuffle and push them together because they did catch and stick to one another. And they interlocked with decently, not like perfectly or anything. Now for the giant pin of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. Well, the riffle shuffles and bridge shuffles, they do feel pretty good. You just have to break them in a little bit, not like too much, because they already feel broken in because of the thin crushed stock, which makes it already feel like they've been used a little bit, which is pretty good. So you don't have to do too much breaking in, but like you gotta shuffle them up and get a little bit used to the feel of them, but they're not too bad. So they're still pretty smooth straight out of the box, which is fantastic. Now time for a few packet cuts. Well, pretty good packet abilities. Not too bad. They're not overly sticky, but they're not overly like slippery. They weren't like really sliding into my hands too much, which is good. So pretty average, like pretty standard packet ability. Pretty good there. Now for that one-handed cut or surely a cut. And now time for the dribble. Oh yeah, these feel pretty good for dribbles. They feel nice in the hand, and they're nice and smooth. Nice and satisfying, and they work just as well either way, face up or face down. And now time for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Like I say, another nice deck of cards from Day and Dave once again. They never make a bad deck of cards. So you got that nice back design, which is kind of an interesting kind of shape and design. You kind of got stripes, but also kind of almost like a triangle shape there, kind of. It's an interesting back design there. You kind of more of like a mosaic kind of art piece, which is pretty nice. And then my conclusion that I came up with, because this is the second one that I'm reviewing out of the 6 that I have from the set. Yeah, and I just came up with all the back designs are just different kind of like shapes and designed in different colors. And then the faces are pretty standard, but that's not a bad thing. Like I say, it's always nice to have standard because you can just use these for standard card games and like stuff like that. So easy for everyone to use, but with a nice, fun and colorful design to back design. Overall, pretty good design. I'm liking these random kind of like style back designs. Can't wait to see the other 4 in the set at some point. And then, like I said, you got those standard faces there, so nothing too crazy going on, but still pretty minimalistic at the same time. And for the handling, they handle fantastic, which we already saw, with no issues that I really found, no major issues that I found. So they handle fantastic. Definitely like slippery, so you're gonna have to be careful not to drop them. And then that crushed stock makes them feel broken in, like straight out of the box. You don't have to do too much work to get them to feel broken in, which is nice. So with that being said, fantastic back design once again, and fantastic handling. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 312 of Daily Deck Review. This has been the Purple Denver Cards, the number 2 of 6 from Dan and Dave. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. Next time. Bye.